Okay, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is bridging together science and mysticism and wondering, are modern mystics critical thinkers? So, a true mystic is someone who has the experience of the divine in the sense of something being completely inexplicable according to logic and most often science, but yet also someone who is very introspective, who really wants to know why. And when you ask the why and you're willing to actually let go of your constructs of how you believe the world is constructed, and you're able to move out of your own paradigms of thought, that is when you turn into the critical thinker. So, for example, if you have a meditation practice, like for years, they've actually this has been proven according to many studies, that if you have a meditation practice over time, what ends up happening is your construct of reality ends up relaxing. Therefore, you're able to be less judgmental, more compassionate towards others and towards yourself. And also, you're able to emotionally regulate a lot easier. So, these are things that it's a byproduct of meditation, of learning to quiet the noise between your mind. And that also leads to better critical thinking skills. It's really amazing because in order to do that, it's like you have to release what you think you know, and you have to be fully 100% present and be willing to be wrong. I mean, that's the real truth of the matter. It's discernment, critical thinking skills. Those are the things that, you end up developing that while you're truly on a spiritual path. That really calls you from the depth of your soul. So, for myself, I ended up wanting to learn how do I match these experiences I had, with, let's call them more psychic, PSI experiences, things that don't necessarily fit in with the paradigm of what we should be able to do in this three-dimensional reality. And looked at, what does the literature say in psychology? And of course, I love Carl Jung because he went to the very depth of looking at how our consciousness can, it's many different layers of our egos, our consciousness, the unconscious, the archetypal, and then we can take that to a few other steps, which I actually mention in my book, to really understand the depths of all these different constructs that stand in the way. Let's say they stand in the way of pure consciousness, but we need those things in order to function in the world. Because if we don't have them, if we're just pure consciousness, then it's going to be tough to say hi to your neighbor, right? You have to be able to have a human construct in order to do this. Also, scientific studies on altered states, neuroplasticity, and all these things really help us understand more about expanded states of consciousness, which is really what I think we're all driving towards. That how can we be better? We look at, athletes, we look at people who are high achievers. It's like we want to break the mold of what we are and become better. It's part of the human condition to want to expand. I mean, so spirituality is both a path of creating inner peace, where we're able to, let's say, control the thoughts. We don't have to listen to the ones that don't serve us. And at the same time, there's that nagging voice of wanting to express itself in whatever form really resonates with our personal core in a healthy way that brings us to more peace of mind and a greater sense of meaning. But, those are all things that you can dive into deeper on the path of mysticism, of modern day mysticism, where you're able to quiet your mind so you can start to see the rhythms of the universe taking place within yourself, in your life, with other people, the tides of the times, and somewhat be detached from it, but yet be fully present. I mean, what? Detached and fully present, they seem to be opposite, but they're actually the same thing. It's a beauty of that. So that's where, back to my topic for today, which is mysticism being creative, being critical thinkers, and here I say creative thinkers as well, because that's the next step. So we're going to talk about that in our next video. So today I'm going to wish you peace and creativity from my heart to yours.